That side of the workshop, the whole table saw set up, outfeed table, it's all done. How good is that? I still have that whole side of the workshop to sort out. Yes, I do. So in this episode, which will be the last episode of the workshop upgrade series, I'm going to get that whole side sorted out, finish off some dust extraction, and if you watch through till the end, I'll give you a preview of what the next project build is. It's actually a build for the workshop. In the first episode of this series, I said that my plan for the jointer was to hopefully place it next to the thicknesser. But once the new saw was in place, I could see that it wasn't going to work in that spot. Then looking at all the extra space I had in the middle of the workshop, I thought maybe I could put the jointer in that free space and have lots of infeed and outfeed capability. There was enough space that I could still work around it, but it looked and felt like it was in the way, and after a lot of chin rubbing, hand tapping, and staring at it from different angles, I wasn't yet convinced. So to help with that, I placed the router table, which still didn't have a home yet, in the spot where the jointer was, and it seemed to fit there quite nicely, and the existing dust extraction would work too. So then I tried the jointer in a different spot running across the workshop, but I wasn't happy with that either, as you can tell by the continuous hand tapping. The placement of the jointer gave me the most grief out of this whole workshop transformation. In the end, I decided that the jointer would stay in its original location, ending that drama and letting me get on with the rest of the work still to do. So I was busy off camera moving some stuff back into the workshop because I had to quickly clear out the back area for a family lunch. So let me bring you up to date. That chest of drawers there, that was on the other side of the workshop in this spot here. I've moved it to here and I think it's a perfect spot. It's going to go hard up against the edge of those drawers. I'll find another place for the sanding belts. Also raise it up slightly with a little plinth or something so it's level with the top, and that top will just extend over the top of the chest of drawers. And that will be a spot for one of these 4 tools here. These cupboards here, those were originally up there just near my sticker wall. Didn't know what I was going to do with them because they're only very shallow. They're like 300 deep cupboards. But they sit perfectly under the belt of the belt sander, the infeed belt. That belt doesn't go any lower than that. And I was looking for a spot to store things like extra sanding belts and stuff like that. So I think that's going to be another great spot for those. I'm just trying to maximize every square inch of space in this workshop because basically I have to. These 2 cupboards here were floor cupboards on the other side of the workshop in this spot here. And they looked like they were the perfect size to fit where I had just a couple of little things on the tool wall. It was space that wasn't being used to the best of its potential, so I stuck those cupboards in there. Thought I had a quick win, but then I went to open up this drawer here and damn. So, what do I do? Seriously, I thought about trimming the edge of the drawer, but I'm not going to do that. I'll do it properly. If you look behind those cupboards, there is a melamine panel. I think it's a double thick melamine panel just sitting against the brick wall. And we'll see if we can get that back panel out. And if we can, these cupboards here will just push back about 20 mil, 25 mil. The drawer will clear the front. Let's do that. I edge banded the front of that piece off camera to finish it off, and with the drawers in place and the top extended, I could start the fun task of moving tools around to find the layout I'm happy with. So I pretty much got this side of the workshop sorted out with the smaller tools. Happy with where they are at the moment, but only time will tell. As I use them, I'll work out if they're in the right spot or not. Nothing's bolted down yet, so if I need to move things around, I can easily do that. So I'll quickly go through the reasons why I've got each tool placed where I have. We'll start with the bandsaw. The bandsaw, it's only a small bandsaw. I only use it really for small cuts. So I've got it turned sideways. That way I can utilize the end of the bench here. It gives me outfeed that way. And also this part of the bandsaw here is pretty much dead space. You can't use it past here. So having that against the window in a space that I normally wouldn't use anyway, I don't think I'm losing anything there. So hopefully that works out fine. Also, you'll notice that the bandsaw has a dust outlet here, and the disc sander has a dust outlet there as well. So the reason why the disc sander is next is because when I finally install a drop down from that pipe up there for dust extraction, I'll probably have a blast gate here somewhere and then a flexible hose. I can easily switch it out between the two. So having them next to each other is good. The other reason why I swapped out the disc sander and the belt grinder is because when the belt grinder was in that position there, it used to stick out quite a long way from the front of the drawers. But having it over here, you'll notice that the wall steps back here about 4 inches or 100 mil. So that's enabled me to push it back further, so it's not sticking out as much here. So I won't bump into it as often. So the drill press is next. That probably could have gone anywhere, but I did definitely want it over one of the legs because this is probably the heaviest machine out of all of these. It's a good spot for it. I've got plenty of clearance either side, I think, enough anyway. The head of the belt grinder comes out very easily, so if I do need to take that out, it's no problem. Next is the bench grinder. This bench grinder I use very rarely. So I think it's good there. It's kind of tucked away a little bit under the drill press, and there's still enough room here for me to basically use it. So just a couple of things to do to finish this area off completely is install the dust extraction like I mentioned, and also get some electrical sorted out. Speaking of dust extraction, that was the next task. I wanted to move the thicknesser a little further away from the saw to give me a little more room between the two, so that meant shortening this section of pipework. Now this is why you don't glue your PVC dust pipes together. Having them just taped up makes it so much easier to make changes. You'll see by the difference between the piece of pipe I take out and the new one that I only moved the thicknesser about 1 foot, but that's all that was needed. Next was the bandsaw to get dust extraction fitted. This is an extension of the line that connects the two table saws. Well, that's it. The workshop's done. As much as done is, things always change. You know what? We're never ever completely finished with our workshop layouts, but it's done to a point where I can get back to building and making, which, speaking of, here is a preview of the next project. This is going to be a combination assembly table, laser enclosure, and router table. And it also has room for my vise. So I'm really looking forward to building this project. The router table is the only thing that hasn't found a home in the workshop. It's just over there. It gets around on a mobile cart at the moment. So having that combination assembly table will be great to house that. It's the only thing in my workshop that will be mobile, that will be on wheels. So I'll be able to move it around, but it'll basically live in this empty space that I have now in my workshop. Yeah, so that's the next build coming up. Look out for it. If you're not subscribed, I invite you to subscribe. It's free. It just takes one click. But until then, you guys will have a great day.